and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, Tuesday, the 22nd of February, 2022. So, I always say share our live stream. It is the only way Trinidad and Tobago and your friends abroad would know about Real Talk with Saieed Ali and would be able to view us on social media platform. So we are on Facebook, Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Like and share our Facebook page. We are also on YouTube, TT Real Talk. Subscribe, hit the bell, and you would know when we go live. So viewers, a special good night to you, Trinidad and Tobago. Those of you that are looking at us from your television, call your friends, call your family, let them know Real Talk is going live. So viewers, it's Tune It Up Tuesday tonight, and we're going to go straight to our program. The Minister of Health has rolled out its COVID-19 vaccination drive in school on Monday. The Ministry of Health and Education issued a statement which announced the launch of the drive in secondary school, which will target school staff, parent, and student 12 years and older. Phase 1 of the project began on Monday and will continue for the rest of the week, targeting 35 schools across Trinidad and Tobago. Diego Martin Central Secondary was among one of the first schools to participate on Monday. Parents must provide IDs, birth certificate, and written permission for students to be vaccinated, and they must be present at the time of the vaccination. So viewers, those of you who are allowing your kids or teenagers to be vaccinated in schools, IDs, birth certificate, and a written permission, and you must be there. So we wish you all the best, all the students that are going to be involved in taking the vaccine. We want to wish you all the best. Hope there is no side effects or after effects of the vaccine coming to taking the vaccine. But we will leave that and see how it goes. As drugs shortage hit T&T due to shipping and foreign exchange shortfalls, several sinus and decongestant medications, or we would say in Trinidad, medicine, normally available over the counter, have run out. Pharmacists stated that even before the prevalence of Sahara dust made the drugs in heavier demand, there was a shortfall of several drugs including codeine, Advil cold and sinus, and Histal allergy relief. Pharmacy technician Natasha Williams explained that the shortage of sinus drugs was not caused by the increase in Sahara dust activities. Just to make it clear, the Sahara dust did not cause the shortage of the drug. Meanwhile, the Pharmacy Board President Andrew Rahman stated that there were also issues being faced with the importation of drugs. He noted that foreign exchange was also an issue. Our country needs to attend the foreign exchange issue that we are having. The Ministry of Finance, Central Bank, the banks, we need to attend this matter urgently. Otherwise, we're going to end up with more major problems facing Trinidad and Tobago coming to the shortage of foreign currency. So I ask myself, how did we end up with a downfall, a shortage of US currency in Trinidad and Tobago? Could somebody tell me that? So that is a question we would like to get an answer to tonight. How did we end up How did we reach in this position of foreign currency shortage in Trinidad? Is it that the banks have it and don't want to release it? Or is it central bank that not releasing the foreign exchange to the banks? Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Saieed.
Go right ahead.
Rome burning down in Trinidad, and while these people in the parliament, the PNM senator and them, having big argument about nonsense. Look at the amount of robbery, look at the amount of killing, look at the amount of thieving. Oh God, Mr. Saieed, what's going on in this country? This country going to dogs.
Thank you, my dear. Our big question tonight, Turn It Up Tuesday, right here on Real Talk with Saieed Ali. How did we end up in this position? Shortage of US currency or foreign exchange. Well, 90% of the time we would say we're not getting the US dollar to buy. How did we end up in a position like this? How could the finance ministry or the central bank end up with this problem? Could somebody call in and let us know how we end up in this problem and how to fix this problem? How can we fix this problem? Because pretty soon, if it continues, business will start closing down because of the foreign dollar shortage. How can we fix this? What is the Ministry of Finance doing to fix the problem? You see, almost everything we import, and we need US dollar to purchase these items from abroad. From grocery item to clothes, to shoes, to car parts. Our day-to-day life. The businessman in Trinidad and Tobago need US currency to purchase material and raw material also. So how do we fix this problem that we are having in Trinidad and Tobago? Caller, good night.
Hi, Said. Good night.
Go right ahead there.
Calling concerning the immigration department in the Piarco International Airport.
Yes,
I called you earlier.
Go right ahead, yes.
This morning, a family member came into Trinidad from Guyana. This time he's traveling. And when he reached, they questioned him, and then all of a sudden said he didn't meet immigration requirements.
Okay, when you say he did not meet immigration requirements, he left Guyana and come to Trinidad.
Yes.
So which means he was cleared from Guyana to enter Trinidad.
Correct.
Okay, so now what in Trinidad? What documents that he didn't have?
He had everything. He had the negative PCR test. He had his vaccination card. He had his passport. He's only coming for a 2-week vacation. That's all. And he was staying by us, home by us, so he didn't have to work with a lump sum of money. Okay. And that was it.
So immigration told him that he's not qualified to stay in Trinidad?
Yes. And that's all the information that they gave me.
So that is all the information you had. But did he brought anything and were you allowed to take it?
Yes. Fortunately, a custom officer came. He spoke to me. He carried me in the back in customs, which they supposed to, but I collected what I had to collect, and that was it. They escorted him back to immigration in the back.
Just like that? He wasn't wanted or anything?
No.
So the immigration officer or the custom clerk they made that decision that, hey, this individual cannot stay?
Yeah, what I understand is it was not him alone. It was approximately 4 of them that got turned back this morning.
So 4 individuals coming from Guyana, visiting Trinidad to stay for probably a week or 2, got turned down.
Yeah.
With all documents.
I want to know what are the immigration requirements to enter Trinidad.
Wow. But did the officers and them, did they tell you why they turned them away?
No, I kept asking, and that's all they said, that he didn't meet the immigration requirements.
But I mean, what documents you would need, what requirement you would need to enter Trinidad if you say he had everything? Wow. My dear, thank you so much for highlighting the issue. This is sad, boy. We hope some answers. What they should do, my dear, if you are listening, get a lawyer. Get a lawyer and send a letter to the immigration department requesting documents on why the individual was turned away when they already reached the airport and just ready to clear immigration and custom. Get a lawyer and send them a letter. And you will see how fast you will get answers. You see, I can tell you something. When you have a little position, so maybe you feel you could do what you want, you know. You could do what you want. That is why I just tell people, customer service is something that needs to be beefed up in Trinidad and Tobago. Take what I'm telling all you. It needs to be beefed up in Trinidad and Tobago. Because I will tell you something. When you leave Trinidad and you're going to another country, you expect people to treat you as a human being. That is what you expect. Kola, good night.
Good night, Said.
My friend.
When they asked Rowley why it is we close down petrol, why did he close down petrol and he said to buy fuel outside? That's the mentality of the man. What we need is a revolution to get this despot out of our life. That is what we need, Said.
I understand, my friend. Thank you so much. So, viewers, how did we end up in this problem with foreign exchange shortage? What does the Ministry of Finance or the central bank needs to do in order to fix this problem? You see, this is a crisis that we are facing. The businessmen in society today will tell you we are facing a crisis. And how do we fix it? Because if we don't fix this problem, Colin Wimbert, business places in Trinidad will be closing their doors. And who would suffer? Who would suffer? The businessmen, their workers, because their workers will be retrenched. Now when the worker retrench, that's where the problem starts. Because the worker have loan to pay, the worker have a wife to see about, they have children to see about, they have mortgage, they have vehicle, they have schooling, the groceries, and that is creating a problem. Kola, good night.
Hi, Said. Good night. It's me again. Put in immigration. One thing I forgot to mention. I spoke to my family member later on this afternoon. He landed in Guyana because they put them on a early flight. I spoke to him. He told me that the immigration officer told him if he wants to enter the country, he would have to face the court. He said yes, no problem. He had no problem in that. 2 minutes after, they came and told him he cannot do that. So they refused, they literally take away his right.
My dear, get a lawyer.
I will.
Get a lawyer and send them a letter.
I will do that.
Thank you, my dear. Listen to this, viewers. Before we go to the story, we're going for a short commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking on the Sexual Offense Act in Trinidad and Tobago. Right after. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali.
Can't watch Real Talk on TV? Have no fear. You can also watch Real Talk on the go live on YouTube and Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali on YouTube.com and TT Real Talk on Facebook.com. Don't forget to like us and share us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell.
Are you looking for quick cash and do not know where to turn? We have got the answer for you. Visit us at Real Talk Group of Companies. We are a licensed money lending financial institution. We are located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Our phone numbers are 339-1670, 267-7325 or 238-6716. Contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you.
Are you looking for the right investment? Are you looking for a greater return on your hard-earned cash? Look no further. Contact Real Talk Group of Companies. We are conveniently located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Or feel free to visit our newly opened branch at 132 Siparo Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando. Watch your money grow at Real Talk Investment. Earn up to 2.5% interest on a 3-year investment. Don't miss out on this amazing offer. Do contact us now at 238-6716, 339-1670 or 242-7690. Our courteous staff will be happy to assist. Real Talk Investment. Real people matter to us. This ad was paid for by Real Talk Group of Companies Limited.
So welcome my viewers. Just a little reminder. Just something I want to share a little knowledge with you. Now, you see that incident that happened there? That just went worldwide. It just went worldwide. So it's obvious those in Guyana would be listening to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. They would hear the woman who called in and made the complaint. So I will tell you something. This ain't finishing right here. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs now will have to get in, because it's an individual from outside Trinidad and Tobago. It's a visitor to Trinidad and Tobago. And it is of great concern that that individual came down to Trinidad and the officer told him he was not qualified to stay in Trinidad and they sent him back. So, a lawyer with a letter to the Immigration Department would want to know why this individual was turned back. And this is where the Foreign Affairs Ministry now, where it comes in from immigration in Trinidad to immigration in Guyana, and to get in touch with the individual and then take a statement from him, and then they will deal with the officers in Trinidad here as to why he was turned back. Because if he was cleared in Guyana to travel to Trinidad, he was cleared. He had all the documents from Guyana to enter Trinidad. And when you come down here, the officer telling you you're not qualified to enter or to stay, well, then something wrong. Then something wrong. So his lawyer, his immigration, his foreign affairs. And I will tell you something. That little thing, my friends, that little thing could stir up into a big thing. Into a big thing. Because foreign affairs in Guyana would want to know why their citizens was turned away from immigration in Trinidad with all documents clearing them in Guyana to enter Trinidad. With the right lawyer, that would be making international news. Sexual Offense Act. Listen to this. Recording videos and images and sharing them on social media as a last resort to inaction by public authorities, could land persons in prison under the proposed amendment to the Sexual Offense Act. During a meeting of the Special Select Committee on Sexual Offense Number 3, Bill 2021, Independent Senator Paul Richards and Opposition Senator Jayanti Lakshmidal raised the issue of how the legislation interprets people's intention when recording and sharing content. The bill seeks to establish the offense of voyeurism and the capturing and distributing of inmates or intimate image without consent. Now, hear this. The penalties proposed in the legislation for those found guilty are $250,000 and 2 years imprisonment, or if you play slack, you will face a fine or $750,000 and 5 years in prison upon conviction or indictment. So those of you who love to share your disturbing images and videos on social media, you know, I will tell you something, eh? Now this goes both ways, eh? The male and the female and the male. You might do your thing in private, you might record your thing for personal fun. And then you would fall out. Nah? You fall out with your partner. And you decide, you know what? We're going to share them, let the world see. Is that at 250 and 2 years, 250,000 and 2 years, or 750,000 and 5 years? Which one you taking? So females and males, be very careful when you're recording your private session, your sexual act. Be very careful. Because when you fall out, you want it to go all over social media. So that's just a little warning. That is just a little warning. So how did Trinidad and Tobago end up in a financial crisis with US shortage? US dollar shortage in Trinidad and Tobago. How did we reach here? How did we reach here? We have to line up in the banks. Hours in line to get $20 per week. Per week. What caused the problem and how can we fix it? Could some minister address this? Because I will tell you something. All we hearing is that there's a shortage of foreign exchange. There's a shortage. The real issue is, how do we fix this shortage? How are we going to go around this shortage? How? How is it that central bank plans to fix the problem? How is it that the individuals who are heading the Ministry of Finance going to fix this problem? Because I will tell you something. Even the side the road vendor who sell clothes, shoes, slippers, sometimes they bring in their own stuff and they need US currency to purchase. So if this small man on the street cannot get the US currency to purchase, what's going to happen with the small man on the street now? Because the businessman bringing in to supply their chain of command. And if they are saying they are having problems, what about the small man like Saieed? What about me? What can I do in order to get foreign currencies, US dollar, we would say, to keep my business going? How do we fix the problem? Because a lot of car dealerships in Trinidad and Tobago, used car dealers, had to shut their door because of US currency shortage. We are facing a problem. And the thing is, if we don't address this problem, we're going to end up in bankruptcy. We're going to end up with business being shut down. We're going to end up with retrenchment. We're going to end up in chaos. And I will tell you something. A simple thing as the US shortage will end up in a major crisis. Major crisis. And ministry is not taking it on. They're not looking at it. They're not looking for a suggestion to fix the problem. Caller, good night.
Right.
You're live on Real Talk. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I don't see show the video with the police without the warrant.
I get some information on that. Take your time. I get some information. Hold on. Minister of Health Terence Singh have stated that the government vaccination policy remains a voluntary one. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, you all be the judge of this. Minister of Health Terence Singh has stated that the government vaccination policy remains a voluntary one. Listen to this, eh? Singh was questioned by Senator Wade Mack on if it was the intention of the government to pass a policy of mandatory vaccination. Listen to this.
The stated policy of the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago has always been and continues to be the administering of the World Health Organization's approved vaccines on a voluntary basis. Thank you very much, Madam President.
So now listen to this. The minister was also questioned on if the government was willing to withdraw from their vaccination policies in light of public sector workers was being forced to take vaccine or face flogging from their jobs. Is it voluntary, or are they being bullied to take it in order to keep your job? Don't tell me about safe zone. Don't tell me about safe zone. Because an asymptomatic person carrying the virus could end up in a safe zone with no mask and spread the virus. And the Attorney General vaccinated, maybe even booster shot, and he got COVID-19. So I've been asking you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, and I've been asking Terence Singh and the Prime Minister and the CMO, how safe is our safe zone? Because the Attorney General who is bringing the legislation to make it mandatory for public servants to take the vaccine, otherwise stay home, he come and get COVID-19. He come and get COVID-19. So how are you going to fix our policy now? Hold on. They also reiterated that there is no forced vaccination in Trinidad and Tobago and stated that only the UNC was pushing the narrative. Listen to this.
Madam President, it is really sad that the UNC continues to push this narrative that this is a mandatory vaccination policy. Nothing is further from the truth. I have said clearly, everyone from the Honorable Prime Minister come down has said this is a voluntary process. It is not a mandatory process. There is no mandate, there is no forced vaccination. That is the UNC's position.
So Terence, you lie. All you're telling the people, the Prime Minister told Trinidad and Tobago, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Dr. Keith Rowley, stood on a platform and allegedly said if you don't take your vaccine, you have your job. But if you go to your job, you wouldn't get paid. And something like that, the story goes. Something like that, Trinidad and Tobago. And the Prime Minister said that. See if we can get the video there. The Prime Minister said that. So when they are talking about pushing narrative, let me tell you something. If Saieed working in the public sector, and if I ain't take my vaccine, I can't go to my work and perform my duty and get paid. So they are saying, what you telling me? Saieed, if you take it, you can't go to work, you know. And if you are working, you get no pay. So how I see about my family, they are saying, what narrative is the UNC pushing? All you cause that on all yourself. But hold on. Now, Mark, lastly question the minister on if the government is prepared to allow public sector workers to proceed to work without said vaccination policy. However, the question was dismissed by the House Speaker. Listen to this.
President, can the minister indicate whether the government is prepared to allow public sector workers in the public service and in the wider public service or public sector to proceed to work upon the implementation of its policy without being followed and ultimately dismissed? Is the minister prepared to provide a clear position on that matter, Madam President?
Senator Mark, that question does not arise from the questions posed and answered.
We're going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to have some discussions.
Are you looking for quick cash and do not know where to turn? We have got the answer for you. Visit us at Real Talk Group of Companies. We are a licensed money lending financial institution. We are located at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Our phone numbers are 339-1670, 267-7325 or 238-6716. Contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you.
Are you looking for the right investment? Are you looking for a greater return on your hard-earned cash? Look no further. Contact Real Talk Group of Companies. We are conveniently located at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Or feel free to visit our newly opened branch at 132 Siparo Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando. Watch your money grow at Real Talk Investment. Earn up to 2.5% interest on a 3-year investment. Don't miss out on this amazing offer. Do contact us now at 238-6716, 339-1670 or 242-7690. Our courteous staff will be happy to assist. Real Talk Investment. Real people matter to us. This ad was paid for by Real Talk Group of Companies Limited.
So here is Trinidad and Tobago. Mark asked Terence Dialsing, is the government prepared to allow public sector workers to produce or to proceed to work without said vaccination policy? And the question was dismissed. So I am asking the Speaker now of the House, could you answer that question? Could you answer that question? If the UNC was pushing a narrative, well then why the Speaker didn't allow Terence Dialsing to answer the question? I am asking the Speaker that. You see, it would look like the UNC is pushing a narrative of mandatory vaccine policy, but why didn't Terence Dialsing answer it? Why didn't the House Speaker allow Terence Dialsing to answer an important question? You see, nothing is important to the House Speaker of Trinidad and Tobago. That is why we are where we are today with the damn pandemic in Trinidad and Tobago, and nobody have answers to give. Nobody. People complaining in hospitals of the treatment they're getting. You think the House Speaker care? You think them care? How many people call in Real Talk and complain about after effect? Who in the House of Representatives contacted individuals who had after effect? Nobody. Who in the health ministry paid attention and to the concerns of the individuals who took the vaccine? Nobody. It's only here on Real Talk with Saeed we just highlight the real issues. That is why they don't like me. But I do business if you love me or you hate me. I am here to do our job, just like the Minister of Health, just like the House Speaker. But I will tell you something. That House Speaker breaks in for the Alsing. They breaks in for the Alsing. Why didn't the House Speaker allow the Alsing to answer the question? So hear this. We get the video? Bob, drop that video there.
The government's workplace is going to change. It is the intention of the government, come mid-January, to insist that the government's workplace would require vaccinated workers. If you are not in a position to come to the workplace, you would be on leave on your own and you would be furloughed. Meaning that you will still have a job on the establishment, but you choosing not to be able to come to work under the conditions laid down, that you will then not be paid.
So the Alsing, how you call that? How you call that? The Attorney General got COVID-19. Our Prime Minister got COVID-19 and fully vaccinated. Or let's say something now. How safe is our safe zones in Trinidad and Tobago? How safe is it? So I want to know now, if the individuals who were around the Attorney General, are they in quarantine? And what about now? What about the individuals who were among those people? Are they in quarantine? Let me tell you something. All they're doing is spinning top in mud. According to the Alsing. Minister of Health Terence Alsing have stated that the government vaccination policy remains a voluntary one. How could it be a voluntary one when you have the Prime Minister coming out and making statements like you just heard? How can that be voluntary? Terence Alsing, is that voluntary? Is that voluntary? And then Mark asking you the question now, is the government prepared to allow public sector workers to proceed to work without vaccine policy? Here the House Speaker, well, you know, you cannot answer that question. It's not relating to this. Why Terence Alsing didn't answer it? All you say side bias. All you say side, I know what he's talking about. Call a good night.
A very good evening to Mr. Saeed.
To you, my friend.
So I don't believe a single word these people are saying, because remember, if you was closing for just see how that worked out. But little do Mr. Alsing know, what he said could be taken and used as evidence in a court of law. And about the US, it's simple, but I don't know if you might want to try this. You need to bleach your skin and change your name, and probably you might be able to get some US followers.
Thank you, my friend. I tell you, we're going to end up with a crisis, you know. We're going to end up with a crisis where business shutting down, you know. Take what I'm telling all you. Who could fly out, go fly out. Who cannot fly out, well, go ahead and close up shop. All you're going to see in the coming months, you're going to see what I'm talking about. Trust me, in the coming months, you're going to see what I'm talking about. So back to Terry now. Terry, are you all prepared to withdraw all the mandatory vaccine policy for public servants? If not, Mr. Dial Singh, if not, if you all ain't intend to withdraw that, it is not voluntary anymore. You see the AG get it? I want to hear what the AG have to say now. What does the Attorney General of Trinidad and Tobago have to say coming to vaccination policy for public sector workers in Trinidad and Tobago? And the AG vaccinated? He's supposed to be safe. He's supposed to be safe. Because his zone's supposed to be safe. But he got it. So ask yourself this question. I want the magistrate, I want the president, I want the prime minister, I want even Terrence Dial Singh to ask themselves, how safe is our safe zone? Boy, let me tell you something. Eh? You could fool all the people all the time. But there is some of the people, you cannot fool them all the time. But Terry, I understand your job. I understand your job. But I will tell you something. If you do your job the correct way, and you come straight in the public domain, Saieed won't have to come here every night and question you on your job. Take what I'm telling you. Call a good night.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Saieed.
Go right ahead. You're live on television.
Yes, so that the UNC supposed to file injunction in the court and so on. Let this government go before the court and talk the same crap.
Correct.
Why are they not doing that? Why are they not doing that?
I do in the opposition.
We don't have an opposition. We don't have an opposition. So which?
Like he get cut off. Presently, I do in the opposition work. So switching gears a bit now, workers at the Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission, TNTEC, will not get any salary increase for the period 2015 to 2017. After the Industrial Court ruled that it would be too expensive for TNTEC to pay at this time. The judgment was delivered on February 18th by a 3-member team. The workers were represented by the Oilfield Workers Trade Union, that is OWTU, who requested a 12% wage increase along with a cost of living allowance increase of 4 cents. The court ruled that to pay increased wage of yesteryear must be done in consideration of today's financial ability, and TNTEC is just not able to do so. As a result of TNTEC's financial constraint, the panel ruled that for the period in question, workers are to be given no increase. Nevertheless, life goes on. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley have stated that natural gas will provide the energy needed to help rebuild economies. PM good, you know. This, as he addressed the 6th Summit of Heads of State and Government of the Gas Exporting Countries Forum in Doha, Qatar. The PM stated that the pandemic curtailed momentum by delaying the implementation of new upstream project, which was managed by the government in collaboration with upstream energy producers. Listen to this.
Pre-COVID-19,
the PM stated, we'll try to get back that video for you viewers. The PM stated that as the spirit of cooperation serve to strengthen and sustain the leading energy organization in the global gas market, he recognized his responsibility to transition to a local carbon economy.
it is this spirit of cooperation that will serve to strengthen and sustain the Gas Exporting Countries Forum as the leading energy organization in the global gas market. The domestic energy sector will continue to drive the economy as we transition to a low-carbon economy. However, as a small island state and an oil and gas economy, we recognize our responsibility to transition to a low-carbon economy according to a practical timetable driven by our own circumstances.
Not too long ago, Train 1 had to shut down because it wasn't getting enough natural gas. You see, I go tell you something. When you're in power, you just have to make statement, even though you lie, you know. I never said the PM line, you know. I never said the PM line. All I am saying is that when you're in power, sometimes you just have to make statements, even though you know what you're saying is not true. Call her good night.
Good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead, my friend.
You heard any news that the delegation, one of the persons on them had contracted COVID?
COVID, yes.
Yes, okay, but what is the policy we have down here? Not everybody's supposed to be quarantined who was around one another. Right,
Well said.
And the Prime Minister just continue doing what he's supposed to do, right?
Well said.
All right. I just let you know.
I understand. You see, we are all seeing that in Trinidad. We are all seeing that. Even with the incident in Tobago where the woman got knocked down with the golf cart. She was tested positive. What about the hotel where she worked in? What about her friends? What about the PM? I stayed 5 seconds. By the time he opened mouth, 10 seconds and gone. You see, what they don't understand is that they are in the public life. Everything they do will be scrutinized. It is safer to come out and tell the truth than you tell a lie. And then you have to tell a lie to cover that lie. And you have to tell a next lie to cover that lie. Not too long ago, Train 1 had to shut down because they didn't get no natural gas. Who were trying to fool in Trinidad? We or outside people? So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but we'll be right back after this break.
Are you looking for quick cash and do not know where to turn? We have got the answer for you. Visit us at Real Talk Group of Companies. We are a licensed money lending financial institution. We are located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Our phone numbers are 339-1670, 267-7325 or 238-6716. Contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you.
Are you looking for the right investment? Are you looking for a greater return on your hard-earned cash? Look no further. Contact Real Talk Group of Companies. We are conveniently located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Or feel free to visit our newly opened branch at 132 Siparo Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando. Watch your money grow at Real Talk Investment. Earn up to 2.5% interest on a 3-year investment. Don't miss out on this amazing offer. Do contact us now at 238-6716, 339-1670 or 242-7690. Our courteous staff will be happy to assist. Real Talk Investment. Real people matter to us. This ad was paid for by Real Talk Group of Companies Limited.
So welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. In a couple days from now, Real Talk Finance and Investment Company, they're going to be throwing out an offer for you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. And I know many of you will grab it. They will grab it. So viewers, going back to the PM, Rowley reminded the delegates that the Industrial Revolution saw a shift from coals to crude oil and natural gas in the transition towards cleaner source of energy. Sometimes I love to listen our Prime Minister speak. Yes, I love to listen to him. He's well educated. He knows how to talk to the public. He knows how to maneuver. He knows the right choice of words. I love our Prime Minister dearly. But I'll tell you something. If we had an opposition with the ability that our Prime Minister have, not has, have, we would have been in a better place with the opposition. Take what I'm telling you. Or ever notice, or have you ever seen our Prime Minister when he were in opposition? Let me tell you something. Did they say Carnival is Bacchanal? That Prime Minister, who we have now, he was a Bacchanal when he was the opposition. Caller, good night.
Yes, sir. Good night.
My friend, go right ahead.
I have 2 quick points there. This look how they make a parliament there, right? Who get a contract to that work, right? And if they do have, I expect to get the
cut him and let him call back. Caller, we do apologize for cutting, but there's some distortion somewhere and we are not hearing you clearly. And if we are not hearing you clearly, the viewers, they are definitely not hearing you clearly. So viewers, our problem in Trinidad and Tobago, it may seem as if it's not a problem, but let me tell you something. It will become a serious problem in the coming months, and you will see what I'm talking about. We have a problem of U.S. currency shortage in Trinidad and Tobago. How are we going to address that? How are we going to address that? What does the central bank have in place to fix this problem? How are we going to fix this? Heritage Petroleum stepped in when Petrotrin was, let's just say, literally shut down. If Heritage Petroleum is not bringing in US in Trinidad and Tobago, well then what other agency or what other business is going to bring in foreign currency in Trinidad and Tobago? What? Because if Petrotrin were exporting oil and they were bringing in US currency, what department or what business sector or what organization or what industry does Trinidad and Tobago have to bring in US currency? We are going to end up in a problem. We are going to end up in a problem. And how do we deal with that? We're looking at poverty as the vagrants, the homeless, families not working, but poverty is stemming from somewhere. It started somewhere. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night, Mr. Said. And to the nation.
Go ahead.
Yes, I'm calling to let you know. My grandson took the COVID-19 tested and then the vaccination, but like those vaccination and then have COVID itself, because after he took the vaccine, he come and get sick. For 2 weeks, he had to leave work. So goes my daughter, so goes my next daughter.
Thank you. So Trinidad and Tobago, can we fix the forex currency shortage in our country? Can we fix it? Can we fix it? I wonder if the government is going to implement a 10-member team to make decisions on how to fix the shortage of U.S. currency in Trinidad, because they put together a 5-member team to investigate how the hospital treated COVID-19 patients. And it is sad to know of the findings in that report. It is so sad to find out, or even to read the findings of that report, to know these incidents have been taking place in our designated COVID hospitals, and nobody did anything. Nobody. Things that's supposed to be addressed in 2020, they want to address it when some COVID-19 designated hospitals are turning back into general hospitals. It's sad, you know. So what are they going to fix now? What are they going to fix? Terence? You see, I'm going to tell you something. If we decide Trinidad and Tobago need fixing, those in authority have the ability and the power to say, let's fix this. Are they saying it? Are they doing it? A population of 1.4 million people. 1.4 million people. And we are having problems with US currency. 1.4 million people. We are having poverty. Imagine that. Can they fix it? I ask myself this every day. Can those in leadership fix our problem once and for all? Hundreds of $millions are spent on hotels. Treasury have no money. Corporation cannot get money to patch road. Just imagine that. But they have money. They have money for carnival. They allocated $15 million for carnival. Where did that money came from? Where did that money came from? So you're reaping the tax benefit on one side, and you're not putting it to use on the other side. Squandermania is the correct word for it. So viewers, we are out of time for tonight's show, but nevertheless, there's a rerun of this program tomorrow, Wednesday the 23rd from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And then we'll be right back here on Wednesday the 23rd for our Real Public Concerns. Remember to send your email and your videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and you will get your video aired right here on Real Talk with Saieed Ali on our Public Concerns Night, which is about the road, the bridges, and the drainage in our country. So viewers, until we meet again, be safe and good night.